Boom, boom. Hold on, let me check my audio. Okay, now I'm on the right microphone. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Why isn't it showing me comments? Is anybody commenting yet? Are there any comments? Because I'm not seeing them. If not, that sucks. Oh, there they are. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Joe. I was like, see, that did this to me the other day in a stream that I was on. I could not see comments at all. At all. Hi, guys. There's a hair on my microphone. Hold on. Got it. Hey, guys. Is it just us? Or are we going to have a small party? Mm. Are we going to have a small party? Oh, already? Is it already on? I think Kel said she started watching it, but I literally forgot that she said that until just now. It's not like a past guest season, is it? Last week it was 2 hours, so didn't get to join you. Small party for us, right, Sherry? Felt like something bit me. Ouch. Ouch. Small party for us. I don't know where everybody's at. All new, but one returned. I was reading something about that. Who was it that came back? Was it Rachel? Did I get that right? Is it Rachel that come back? And I don't have my lip gloss in here, daggone it. I was right. Aha. Aha. Rachel came back. That ought to be a lot of fun. That ought to be a lot of fun. We just finished dinner. Tonight we did not have pizza. Shocker, right? We had breakfast for dinner tonight. We did, we did, we did. We got behind because on what day was kiddo's doctor's appointment? The 15th. What is today? So 2 days ago? Yeah, we had Dairy Queen for dinner. So we didn't do tacos. We had tacos last night. And Wednesday night is usually breakfast night. So we had breakfast night tonight. No pizza. We'll save pizza for tomorrow night. Yeah, no pizza. No pizza tonight. No pizza tonight. So I wonder how Rachel's going to do. Are people going to be like staying up her butt because they know that she, is not too bad at this game? I don't know. I don't know. I like to share that one gif all the time of her sister. Like the sister, her sister that came on the show one year. Should have seen her tonight. Uh-oh. Why? Are her and Brendan still married? Are they still married? I wonder. You guys see my mailers back here? Jeez. Ay, ay, ay. Stuff is like, I'm running out of room in my claw office. And so supplies are like pushing themselves out into the rest of the bedroom. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to. Giving someone a death stare, yes, still married and 2 children, 2 kiddos. Okay. Well, good for them. I honestly don't see how he could have stayed married to her for that long. Or her to him for that matter. But, I mean, they're complete opposites, right? Maybe Paula Abdul is right. Opposites attract. I don't know. Sherry, do you watch that? Do you watch Big Brother? She's good at that death stare, though. You know what? She is something. She's something else. All right. She is something else. Are either of you going to be participating, or is anyone in here going to be participating in the, what do you call it? Oz and Og event? Anyone? Anyone? Going to be participating in Oz and Og. Because I have a question if so. I have a question. Yes, I didn't see it tonight. We watched a stupid movie. Oh no, a stupid movie. My husband's not a Big Brother fan either. No. I mean, he's okay till it gets to like the last handful of people, and then he kind of starts getting nosy. But he don't like the whole weeding out process, you know. Been staying out of events to get my last whip done. Okay. Okay. Hey, Spency, I have a kit for it, but I'm not DPing right now, so doubt I will do it. Aw. Okay. Well, I am going to, because the last few events that I've sponsored, I have done like event themed like editions of Snap Dots for the event, and that's so much fun, right? Um, and I told Tammy when she reached out to me that I would do that, but I don't know what scent to do. I don't know what scent goes with the Wizard of Oz. Sherry said, Joe, are you going to do Smashing the Specials? Hey, Cherie. How are you? They do, and I thought about that, Spins. That was the very first thing I thought of, but most people don't like floral. So, yeah. I don't have a lot of luck selling floral scents. No, gonna keep on my whip. Okay. He's not doing it. He's bound and determined to finish that whip. I was thinking, yeah, Sherry, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking ruby red, and I wrote down like cherry. Exactly, Spins. I was thinking cherry for the red slippers. And then I thought, well, if I did like the yellow brick road, yeah, Joe, right? Yellow roses for the yellow brick road. I was thinking for yellow brick road, I was thinking maybe something lemon. Um, and then of course green for the Wicked Witch. I was thinking like something like apple, like green apple or something. Um, and I tend to stick with more fruitier scents. Um, because more people tend to like that a straw scent, right? Funny. I did think about like what was it I wrote down? Hold on, I wrote it some ideas down earlier. I was thinking, but then my brain went like down a rabbit hole and I'm like, okay, what if I did characters? Like do a scent for Dorothy, one for the Wicked Witch, one for the Scarecrow, one for the Tin Man, one for the Cowardly Lion, one for the Wizard, you know. And then, but then I like, but then there's Toto. I mean, so I need to narrow it down. But I was thinking, I actually wrote down Dorothy, red slippers, cherry, Wicked Witch, green, apple, and then Scarecrow, a fall scent, you know. Um, and then I stopped at Tin Man because I know don't do a dog scent, right? And then for Tin Man, I was thinking, well, what would I do for Tin Man? I was I couldn't think of anything for the Tin Man. And then I never made it to the lion because I couldn't get past the Tin Man. So then I was like, okay, you got to quit this. You need to just nip that in the bud. I know. I was thinking oil, Morgan. I did think that. I was thinking, yo, I think I just got bit. I did. I just got bit by a mosquito. Mm-hmm. Sitting right here. Mm-hmm. I sure did. Ooh, makes me so mad. Um, what was I gonna say? Oil. I was thinking oil for the Tin Man, and I was thinking something like, um, I don't know. I was trying to think like an essential oil type of smell. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I didn't. Mm. And that would be a lot of work too. I'd have to list individually, make labels for each one, and blah. So I think I'm gonna stick with just the Wizard of Oz. And apple for the Tin Man. Why apple for the Tin Man? Thinking apple for the Tin Man. I'm thinking. I was thinking apple for the Wicked Witch because she's green. Um, Now I'm itching everywhere. Where Dorothy finds the Tin Man, there are tons of apple trees, and he and Dorothy throw apples at the witch. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Knew that there was going to be a reason. I knew there was a reason why you said that, and I was thinking, wait a minute. Because I was even thinking in my head, okay, the lion wanted courage, you know. The scarecrow wanted, was it a brain? And then the Tin Man wanted a heart. And I was trying to think along those lines, but yeah. Mm-mm. Hmm. Joe, I haven't really either. I've seen bits and parts of it since, since I was a kid, but I don't know that I've ever sat and actually watched it all the way through since I was a kid. Now my leg is itching. Ooh, I know my Wizard of Oz. You have it on DVD? It's a good movie. That was my ideas, though. That's as far as I got. And the thing that I just keep going back to is Dorothy and the Red Slippers and Cherry. It reminds me of Tin Man by Miranda Lambert. I don't know that I've heard that. I'm sure I have, right? I don't listen to country much anymore. I'm a weirdo. I don't like most new music. I don't like new country because it's not country to me. Sorry if I offended anyone. The only time I get bitten by mosquitoes when my numbers are low for my thyroid, so you still be having issues. Honey, no, I live in the country. I get bit anytime one is near me. And I had let Poppy out, and when I let Poppy out, the porch lights on, and sometimes they just fly in. Jolie's had them been bit a few times too. She had a big goose egg on her forehead from where she got bit. You can't stand Miranda Lambert. Is that the one What's His Face was married to? And then he married What's Her Face? Gwen Stefani. I probably heard it. If I hear it, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I've heard that. I've heard most things. I just don't like new country music. Blake Shelton. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Oh, like I like Alan Jackson, George Strait, Tim McGraw, Garth Brooks, Travis Tritt, Brooks and Dunn, all the like 90s country. That's the country music I like. And older, and older. Like, you know, Hank and all them fellas. All them fellers. So, okay, we got the Wizard of Oz situation out of the way. Um, love mostly the 80s and 90s countries the best. I listen to all kinds of music, but lately I've been listening to Jelly Roll. Oh my goodness. I like Jelly Roll. Listen to Alexandra K. I think you would like her. I don't know. Jelly Roll is my favorite. See, now I'm itching everywhere because I got bit. I'm like, mmm. It's like if you say the word lice, instantly I start itching everywhere. Dale used to like Jelly Roll, but now he's not a big fan of his anymore. I don't know why. I think it's personal reasons, but not necessarily his voice. But anyway, wears me out. Um, what else was I? Now I'm still itching everywhere. I can't quit. Not looking much like a jelly roll anymore. Is he not? So, I got some new minders in the shop. I can share those with you guys. Dropping the weight. Dropping the weight. Dropping the weight. Oh, shoot. Let me show you guys some of the new minders. If anyone likes Halloween, that is what this is mostly of, is Halloween. And the vast majority of them, there is only one of each. These have been listed in the shop already. Um, but I will show you what is still available. Hold on. We have got Baby Chucky. Baby Chucky. Baby Chucky. And we have got a big, these are the acrylic flatbacks that I make the minders out of. And then we've got this one. It's a big Wednesday Addams. Big Wednesday Addams. We have Beetlejuice. It says, "You're the ghost with the most, babe." Beetlejuice. I have this one with all the creepy guys. There's Freddy, Jason, Pennywise. I don't know the rest of them. Michael Myers. I don't know the one with the, is that the one with the pins all in his head? Is that, what's his name? Pinhead? From different places, spins. And then Frankenstein is on there. This one says sort of spooky, sort of sweet. That one's cute. I like that one. These are the, some of these have the glitter backs. I have this one that is the ghost face on the phone, and it's black with glitter. I have one of these in blue. It says, "Have the day you deserve." Super cute. I like that one. And then I have it in black and red, but I've got 3 of these. 3 of these. And let's see. I have this one. This was random. It would be for someone that would be like a nurse. Do we have any nurses or Boo Boo Crew? Do we have any nurses that y'all can think of off the top of your head in the diamond painting community? I try to stick with more like generic ones. That one was just like accidentally hopped into the cart, apparently. This one, so the next 4 and the Wednesday Addams one is sort of more, I didn't know any better until after, after the fact. They look like tarot cards, and if you know me, you know I don't do tarot card stuff. But that's what these apparently are. But they're funny ones. They're not like legit ones, okay? So, anyway, this one says "The Last Straw." And it's a skeleton drinking out of a like unicorn colored milkshake. This one says "The Mom." And it's literally a mom skeleton with a cup of coffee. That one's cute. And then we have the Serial Killer. And it's a bowl of cereal with a skeleton. And then this one. Hey, Karen Scott. Hi, girlfriend. How are you? How are you loving? Are you loving retirement, or are you like bored to tears? And then the last one is True Crime Junkie. True Crime Junkie. This one's my favorite. Yes, they're all in the shop. They are all in the shop. How are things, Karen? How are things going? If there's one not showing up, let me know. Um, it could have, you know, sold already, and I just haven't seen it yet. Um, it's like summer vacay, so I really can't tell yet. Oh, okay. It'll feel different when it's, when it's time to go back. Then you'll be like, aha. Oh, you're welcome, Karen. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Let me go look real quick, Morgana, honey. Listings. Yeah, they're all there. They're all there. Bum bum. Bum bum. A bum 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 bum. Karen, we were talking a while ago about um Oz and Og, and I'm sponsoring that event next month. And I had told Tammy, um, I guess Tammy and Ditzy, I don't know if anyone else, but I guess it's Tammy and Ditzy is taking it over this year. Tammy had reached out to me and asked me if I would sponsor, and I was like, yes. I was excited about that. So, um, anyway, I had been making for like the last few events that I had sponsored. I had been making like limited edition snap dots on theme with the event, right? And so I wanted to make an Oz and Og edition of the snap dots, and I was thinking scents, right? And Spence had mentioned poppies, but I wanted to steer clear of florals because there are some people who love florals and don't like fruity, but it's the vast majority the opposite. The vast majority prefer sweet scents over floral. That's what I've seen over the last several years now in Etsy as far as those snap dots go. But because poppy was my very first thought, right? And then I was like, I mean, I can list sweet stuff and floral stuff, and the sweet stuff sells out way quicker, and I'll still have the floral stuff sitting for a little while. So it's a specific people that really gravitate toward the floral scents. So, I was thinking about, like, I think Sherry said, like ruby slippers, think of something like ruby red. And then I was thinking, what about cherry? Yellow brick road, honey. I was thinking yellow brick road lemon, but honey would be. And you know what? I actually have a honey scented one, but you can barely smell it. Like, even straight out of the bottle, you can barely smell it. And my glue dots are already lightly scented because I can't use more oil in the recipe than what I already use, or it gets gummy. So, if that makes sense. I know that they're gummy anyway because they're glue dots, but yeah, it just don't work if I put any more oil in it. And I've tried the honey before and wasn't satisfied, so I never listed them. So, lemon is good, yeah. But I think if I'm gonna, I think I'll think on it. But I really feel like I'm gonna stick with the cherry and the ruby red slippers. Yeah, I do have honeysuckle in my shop right now, actually. Yeah. That is one of the floral ones that, you know, I've sold before, and I restock that one every once in a while because that one is one that does pretty good in the shop. But still, it sits for a while before everything else, you know. And I hate to, because if it was, I don't know, I might do that one too. Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy, how are you? How are you, Billy? Where are there any celiac people here? Anyone in the room that has or knows someone with a celiac disease? We had a gastro appointment for kiddo on Tuesday. Um, yeah, I think it was Tuesday. Gingham blueberry. I've never heard of gingham blueberry. Oh, yay, Billy. So, um, the celiac, she had her gastro appointment, and we found out that the only way they can confirm for sure that she has celiac disease is if they go in with a scope and take a biopsy of her intestines. And I'm like, well, how would you treat it if it came back positive? And she said, with a gluten free diet. I'm like, we're already doing gluten free. And she said, well, that's fine. She said, you can continue just doing what you're doing and just assume that she has it because those blood work test results are pretty, you know, on point, but we can't guarantee it until we do a scope and a biopsy. And I'm like, well, uh, she said, you don't have to do it now. She said, you can just keep doing what you're doing. And if something comes up down the road where, when she's a little older and you want to confirm that, then you can do it then. And I'm like, yeah, because I really don't want to have to put her under for anything if it's not absolutely necessary, right? So, anyway, yeah, I know spins, they do knock you out, but that's just it. I mean, I don't want her to have to be put under anesthesia if she's doesn't have to be. I mean, I've had scopes before and not scopes. Why did I say that? I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. I've had what what is it called when they put the tube down your throat? I forget what that's called. When they put you out. I forget what that's called. Yeah, it sucks, Karen. No, I mean, whenever I had like my tubal and they put me under, I had a tube down my throat and my throat was real sore when I woke up. What was that for? I don't even know. Or I did know, but now I don't know. What was that for? When they did my uterine ablation. That's what it's called, is an endoscopy. Endoscopy. Well, anyway, either way, whichever way, I don't want to have to put her under unless it's medically necessary. And like she said, Not what I had. It was a breathing tube, I think. I don't know. A tube for breathing. Okay, there we go. Well, no tube was at my buttock. No. Karen, I know, right? So what it is the purple crown thing has to do with the chat, how often you're chatting during the live stream. So it's probably you, Morgana, and Spins are the number one, two, and three at the moment. I would assume. Okay, I didn't have that. They just put it down my throat during surgery, I guess, to make sure I breathed. Um, yeah, I don't know, Joe. They just said that they would knock her out and run a tube down through her throat. I think they said they would take like a couple biopsies of a couple different places. And one would be in the esophagus area and down in her somewhere in her intestines. But the thing is before they do that, she would have to go back on gluten, reintroduce gluten for I don't remember if she said 6 to 8 weeks or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. But they would go down her throat. Yeah. Um but they would do need to do that to take the biopsy just to confirm what sort of shape her intestinal tract is at that point after being like glutened so much, you know. Karen, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. That's super sweet. That's too sweet. I appreciate you, honey. Thank you. Hold on. I have to give you a little bit of something, something here. Look, 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 look. Look, 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 Karen. Hold on, hold on. Don't go nowhere. Look, look, look. Watch. I appreciate you. Look who is number one, Karen said. She's like, here, let me send a super chat. Then I'll be number one. You hide and watch. Christopher Colossa. Hey, cutie patootie. Hey, Gail. Always late, fail. Hello, fail. That's funny. Yeah, I love the sparkle too. Oh, come on, Spence said you kicked me to number two. That's funny. So, yeah, back to that. I'm just she said, you know, basically you're already doing what we would tell you to do if her biopsy came back as positively guaranteeable celiac disease. So, the only way that at this point that she would like want to get confirmation of it would be if Jolie needed it for any sort of like services. And by services, I mean like the school, like wanting them to, you know, offer her like a gluten-free lunch options or something. And I'm like, she don't eat the school food anyway. We send her lunch. But anyway, um, she was talking about how if you're going to do gluten free, you really got to do it. You can't like half ASS it, right? Excuse me. So, because I was thinking, like, well, can she still have like the random cupcake on one of the kiddos' birthdays in her classroom? If the parent sends in cookies or cupcakes, can she have one? And she's like, no, no. And she said, even more so, you have to watch cross contamination, which I kind of knew that. Um, but she's like, you really need to, like, you can't make a peanut butter sandwich, like use a butter knife to get peanut butter and put it on white bread or regular wheat bread or any kind of normal bread, and then put that butter knife back into the same jar of peanut butter and then make Jolie a sandwich on gluten free bread, because you've just contaminated her gluten free bread with the gluten from the previous piece of bread. So she said you really need a whole different jar and use a new knife. Use like squeezable condiments like mustard, ketchup, which is usually already squeezable, but like mayonnaise, instead of dipping a spoon down in there and somebody's slathered it on a hot dog bun or a hamburger bun, put the knife back in and then turn around and make her a sandwich with mayonnaise, because then you're contaminating it. Using a different surface, crumbs on the counter from regular bread will contaminate her bread if I lay it on the counter without cleaning it in between. I mean, just things like that I'm like, holy cow, we do that all the time. Like, even all this time that we've been doing gluten free with her, I use the same knife to make his sandwich that I do her sandwich. Same mayonnaise, same knife. So, yeah. Have to lay down, like, whenever we make our pizzas, we'll have to, like, use a different pizza pan. Or we usually cook ours on the rack, not with a pan though. And so, we'll have to use like aluminum foil. Spin said, why are you laying bread on a counter without putting it on a plate? Honey, my kids won't sit and eat a sandwich on a plate. They don't, no. They just want me to make them a sandwich and hand it to them, and then they run off and go play with their sandwich. I mean, no. They ain't got time for no plates. No. No, ma'am. But yeah, um, that's that's the struggle that we're in right now. So, mm, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to work through it and figure it out. But I do worry about, like, when she goes back to school. I know that her teacher will be cautious and watch, you know, but what if some little kid offers her, food at lunch and the teacher's not right there in the vicinity? Like, oh, Jolie's like, here, can I have a cookie? Can I have a cracker? I'll trade you this for that. You know what I mean? I don't know. Miss your lives because we usually play trivia Thursday night. Oh, I love trivia. I love trivia. What kind of trivia, though? Just any and everything or specific things? Hold on a second. I got to do something real quick. Mm. Uh, you can get a 504 plan. The teachers have to follow it. I used to have signs. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry. Sorry. I just got a text from a reply from somebody. Anyway, you can get a 504 plan. The teachers have to follow it. I used to have signs saying my classroom is peanut and tree nut free. Well, here's the thing though, like, okay, let me give you a prime example, right? Um my big kiddo, Eli, his main source, he's on the autism spectrum, right? Right, Karen. I know, and that's what I hate too about that because like my kiddo, the only thing he will eat, even still to this day, he'll eat junk food and random stuff, but he doesn't eat meat. His main source of protein is peanut butter. Okay. And so he eats a lot of peanut butter. And if he had been in a classroom that was like, yo, you can't this is a peanut and tree nut free classroom, my kid would starve to death. So I would understand that we would have to figure something out because obviously peanuts and tree nuts can kill someone with an allergy, right? Whereas celiac disease, if she gets glutened, it's not the end of the world, but it, would be exposure after exposure after exposure after exposure after exposure, And so that freaks me out a little bit. I have to turn my phone back off. Uh, then no kids could have that stuff. That's what, yeah. So, what do you do? What do you do in that situation? I mean, I can tell her, you can't have anybody's food. You can't, but she don't know what's going to have gluten in it and what ain't. She don't even know what that means yet. She's too little to understand what that means. So, wow, one who would even get sick smelling peanuts? Holy cow. Well, like I said, I know that those sorts of allergies are very dangerous. And although, it wouldn't be life threatening to her in the moment, like I said, over time, like the doctor said, one exposure and then another one and then another one, and then it adds up and can cause some pretty serious health things later on, The staff gets trained on how to use an EpiPen. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, she's a pretty easy to get along with kid, I just don't want her to ever feel like she's missing out on something. And yeah, I just don't want her to miss out on anything. Or I don't want her to feel like she's missing out, That's what teachers and teacher assistants are for. They make sure those contaminants wouldn't happen. Yeah. I don't know. We live in she's not going to be the only gluten-free kid in the school. No. No. I mean, maybe in the classroom, that's possible. But we live in a very small community. And, like our graduating classes are less than 100. There's usually between 90 and 100 kids per graduating class. That's how small our school system is. Lots of kids and adults. Yeah, I have a shellfish allergy myself. I can't have shellfish. So, mm-mm. And I'm allergic to cats. So, um, side note. Oh, while we got some more people in here, I'm going to reshare some of the cover minders that I listed a day or so ago. But I have misplaced my reading glasses, and y'all know that I wear two pairs of glasses all the time because I'm that person. And I misplaced. I know where they're at, but it's been pouring the rain, and I don't want to get out in the rain to go get them. They're in my van, so they kind of are misplaced. They're in my van. I just don't know where they are at in my van. They're somewhere in my van. Okay. Anyway, I had to pull these out. These are my only other reading glasses, and these are bigger than my CNI glasses. Look at this. It takes up my whole face. I mean, my whole face is glasses. Insanity. Insanity. I have to go back out there and get my other reading glasses because they're small and narrow and they fit just perfect right here. And I love them. Plus, when I wear these, they like close my nose so shut. I'm like, why can't I breathe? I can't breathe. What else? Oh, I was going to show these cover minders. I won't be on much longer. Dale's going to be ready for bed soon, even though he don't have to work tomorrow. He's off this week for their work shutdown, but he still is going to be ready for bed. He was actually in his pajamas before I went live. So I think that was a hint for me to not be too long. It was a hint for me to not be too long. All right. We'll go through the cover minders one more time. And early in the very beginning of the stream, I was talking about Oz and Og. If you are participating in Oz and Og next month, I'm going to do a limited edition event themed Wizard or Oz and Og Snap scent. And I'm really leaning heavily to the red slippers and a cherry scent. What do you think about cherry? Cherry scent to go with the red ruby slippers. What y'all think? What y'all think? The new folks. I know what the other folks that was in here earlier. Oh, Gail, he knows better than that. He knows better than that. Fail, Gail. Tell me what y'all think of cherry. Do you like the cherry scent idea for Wizard of Oz Snap Dots? I don't know what blueberry gingham is. What is blueberry gingham? Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not a fan of the cherry scent. Actually, whenever several years ago, before I was ever even married, Mickey Joe baked a cherry chunk cake in the house here when my mom and dad lived here. She baked a cake, and that scent of that cake filled the entire house, and it's all I could smell, and it made me nauseous. And ever since then, I've hated the smell of cherries. Hated it. I don't mind the taste of cherry flavored stuff, but I don't like the smell of it. And But I will do it for the cause. I've never even purchased a cherry scent, like a cherry oil to scent my stuffs. Never done that before. If there's a cherry anything up there, I would be shocked. I don't think I've ever purchased a cherry anything like that. So I'll have to order some. Blueberry would be good for her dress. Mm. The blue gingham dress. Okay. Can we both go back to laundry patch and forget I ever said fail instead of Gail? I don't know that you'll ever get to live that down, actually. 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 All right. So these are the tarot, not tarot cards. I don't do tarot stuff. It's tarot stuff is not my jam. However, these are cutesy. And so I will share these with you guys. Again, there's pretty much only one of every one of them except for one design, and I've got 3 of that one. But again, I don't do tarot cards, and I didn't even realize that's what they were until someone brought it to my attention. Anyway, this is Wednesday Addams. Very Halloweeny, very Halloweeny. Sorry, the camera is fuzzy. On the Etsy shop, the photos are not fuzzy, thank goodness. And then we have The Last Straw. It's a little skeleton hand holding a milkshake. The Serial Killer. Bowl of cereal. Looks like Fruit Loops. Blueberry, said Karen. She even found the blueberry emoji. The Mom. I like that one. And then my favorite is the True Crime Junkie. True Crime Junkie. This is actually my favorite. All right, those are all of the tarot-ish ones. And then we have the Scary Boys. They're the little baby. You know, the little BBs. Frankenstein, Pennywise, Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy. And is that Pinhead? Is that what his name was or is or whatever? I'm not sure. Is that what his name is? Pinhead? That dude right here? Whoa. Right there. Is that who that is? I don't know. I remember Pinhead from like back in the 80s. I don't know if that's who that is or not. Anyway. Then we have Beetlejuice. It says, "You're the ghost with the most, babe." Cute, cute, cute. We have Ghostface on a telephone. It's black and glitter. Black glitter. Pretty. I like this one a lot. Sort of spooky, sort of sweet. This Brio Logitech Brio camera. It's fine for doing what I normally do, but for showing detail up close, forget it. Forget it. And if there's any nurses in, the community, here's the Boo Boo Crew. This is black glitter as well. The Boo Boo Crew. We got Baby Chuck. Baby Chucky. Baby Chucky. And then the last ones, we have Have the Day You Deserve in black glitter. I have 3 of those. And then, last but not least, I have the same one in blue. Have the Day You Deserve. I have all of those. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So that is that. We talked about the gastroenterologist visit and we talked about the Wizard of Oz. Those were the 3 main things I wanted to chit chat. And I posted lots of fun, like the title is lots of fun stuff to chat about, but I didn't consider the gastro appointment being a fun thing to chat about. That's not fun to talk about, but anyway. Real life, right? Real life. Real life. Oh, and do you guys need to see some? Hold on, let me show you some more minders that I've still got in stock. Still got in stock. Oopsies. Still got in stock. Hold on. Hold the phone. Lots of fun stuffs. Got dogs and coffee. Dogs and coffee. I have got a coffee and a gnome one. Coffee and a gnome fall. This one says it's a gnome and it says coffee lover. And then I have 4 or 5 of these left of the paw print. Pretty, pretty paw print. I have those. I have, hold on. Hold on. I have lots of doggy ones. Doggy, 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 doggy. I have all the doggy ones that say I need coffee. So I have it in this one, the Yorkie. I have it in the Pomeranian, I think. I always forget what that one is. Doberman or a mini Doberman. I think that's a little Chihuahua. I know it's hard to tell. I have to hold it back so it don't get fuzzy, but when I hold it back, then you can't really tell. So, I have another little Nomi one playing a guitar with a red hat, super glittery. And I have this one that says 50% iced coffee, 50% anxiety. Let's see. I have a forget his name again. Is it Pachaco? Pachaco. And I have Hello Kitties with a little teddy bear. I have those. And I have the little twins. They're not little though. These are big. These are honkin' huge. Honkin'. They're big. They're actually just very large charms that I can use as large cover minders. And then I have mushrooms. These mushrooms are super cute. Super cute. Here's an orange one. Orange. Super pretty. Oh, and Christopher, these are as big as my face. No, okay, no, I lie. They're as big as they're bigger than my nose. They're huge. I got pink. I had purple, but I don't have any purple anymore. I got black, I got blue, and I've got green. Those are cute. Hold on. I got more. I got more. I got more. I got Friends. It's the girls, from the 80s. I've got this. It says, if I was a Care Bear, this would be me. And it's a Care Bear with a little coffee in his belly. Then I've got Rainbow Bright, glittery, made in the 80s with all the little cutesies on there. And I've still got a few of these left too. The little bear drinks with the straws. These are super cute. Plus everything else that's in the shop that I still have. So, just an FYI. Just an FYI. All right. Now I'm going to put these all back up. But y'all go get you some cover minders and some snap dots. And be watching out for the Oz and Og ones to drop. What is today's date? The 17th. I will try to have them available next weekend, but not this weekend, but next. But I can't guarantee it. But I will try my best to. I have to get the scent ordered and in before I can make them, obviously, right? So, anywho's, the mushrooms are smurfalicious. Cute. A person that messaged me. It's probably it's been in there for a little while. Hold on, let me go look. Okay. Go to the. You better hurry. Go to the one that's got the little cheetah up. The main picture is a cheetah cat drinking coffee. Click on that one. It says coffee cover minders. I'm teetotally out of dots, but I have to wait until the 1st. Oh, Gail, no worries, honey. No worries. I love when you said teetotally. I love that. Oh, did I say that? That I love the large ones, or did you say that? Never mind, Morgana. That's what she said. Sorry. Phew. I thought you were saying that I said that. And I thought that Chris, then when you said that, it made me think that Chris said it like, you know what I'm saying. Like he was quoting what I said. Never mind. If it's still there, I can. Person who texted. Let me go see. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Hold on, let me refresh. I'm sorry I'm coughing in the phone and stuff. Let me find the other one real quick. Oh, shoot. I forgot to show you all one. I just saw it pop up. I forgot to show you two. Hold on. Let me grab the other one. Hold on a minute. Mute myself and turn my camera off real quick so I can go get it real quick. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. You guys, look at this. Oh my god, hold on. Hold on. My microphone. No God's wonder my microphone wants to like fall down all the time. It's loaded down with magnets. Anyway, I have a little dragonfly minder. That, and then I also have here. That was not for Halloween though, but this one is. I have two of these. Two of these cover minders. They're little skeleton hands. Okay? But I blinged them. You can't tell it. You can see it on the picture. But there's little pearls and rhinestones down here on the bottom. Like she was like it's a female wearing a bracelet. Like it's a female zombie hand. Anyway. I thought it was cute. Alright. I'm going to oh, you have earrings just like the dragonfly? Well, these probably, they are meant to be, they've got a hole up there for them to be earrings, you know? And I got them as a pair. So, you can make a pendant out of them, or, here's the other one. Big earrings. Anyway. Oh, I got some super cute earrings too. Look at these. 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 I love these. Aren't these cute? They say faith. And they're little crosses. Super cute. I loved them. I loved them. Alright. I'm going to scooch. I'm going to scooch on out of here. Let him go to bed. But thank you all for joining me. And I hope you all have a great weekend. A safe weekend. And I hope that it dries out wherever you live and that the rain kind of slows down. Because it's done nothing but rain. It has done nothing but rain this entire summer. Entire summer. So, I am going to go, but I hope that you all have a great weekend. Alright? Ta-ta for now. Love you, everybody. Bye.